Welcome back, everyone, and welcome our viewing audience to our In-Step Youth Career Expo of 2026. I hope everyone had an opportunity to visit all the vendor tables and ask all the questions and get some valuable information. Right now, we are going to jump into our panelists. I have three beautiful, lovely ladies up here that I would like to introduce and take a minute to read their bios. Starting with Ms. Christina Moody, CEO of Cosmetics, LLC. Ms. Moody was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. She is a visionary beauty soldier, educator, and founder and CEO of Cosmetics. Cosmetics sits at the intersection of cosmetology and cosmetic science innovation with a focus on transformative beauty education that elevates both professionals and consumers. Through her work, Christine empowers beauty professionals to become industry leaders, entrepreneurs, and builders of sustainable, profitable businesses. She specializes in advanced education, branding, business strategy, and technical mastery to help professionals thrive in an evolving beauty landscape. An award-winning entrepreneur recognized for her work in women's empowerment, Christina is deeply committed to mentorship, innovation, and community impact. Her mission centers on legacy, helping the next generation of beauty professionals lead with confidence, creativity, and purpose. Next, we have Ms. Doreen Francis, CEO of Chevaux Deluxe here in Edgewood, Maryland. Ms. Francis is a licensed cosmetologist with over 30 years of experience in the beauty and wellness industry. Throughout her career, she has worked not only behind the chair, but also as an educator, business owner, and product development creator. She is passionate about elevating the beauty industry through innovation, education, and entrepreneurship. Drawing in her extensive experience in both hands-on services and business leadership, Doreen is dedicated to empowering beauty professionals through advanced training, strategic business growth, and the development of high-quality products. Her mission is to inspire confidence, foster excellence, and create practical solutions that help both clients and beauty professionals thrive. And last but not least, we have Dr. Melissa Duriska, founder and CEO of Melissa Duriska Enterprise, LLC. Melissa is a faith-driven, holistic practitioner, international best-selling author, poet, and community advocate whose life is rooted in healing the body, mind, and spirit through God's natural design. As the founder and CEO of Melissa Duriska Enterprise, LLC, she leads a growing wellness brand dedicated to restoring dignity and purpose through holistic products, education, and intentional care. Beyond business, Melissa, or Dr. Duriska, because we got to give her props, is deeply committed to ministry and outreach. Her work is both mission-driven and legacy-focused, centered on empowering women, families, and underserved communities through education, prayer, and practical wellness tools. Let's give it up for our panel. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
asking.
So let's start with right here. Can you introduce yourself and tell us who you are?
Yes. Well, I am Christine G. Moody, the founder of Cosmetics. What we do is we integrate cosmetology and cosmetic science formulations to create beauty methods. We love to help people in skin, hair, nails, and skincare, but most of all, self-care. We believe that everyone should take the time out to take the time to love on yourself. So I have been in the beauty industry for over 20 years. I'm a senior licensed cosmetologist, and I just graduated with my master's degree in cosmetic science.
Yes.
Next.
All right. Hey, everybody. I am Dr. Melissa Duriska. I have been doing this since 2019, but my story, are we doing a story later?
You can do your story now.
Okay, so my story began when I was 8 years old. I used to suffer from asthma, and I would have chronic attacks. So if anybody cut the grass or anything like that, it was getting in my lungs. I could not breathe. It was always a rush to the hospital. Well, I just want y'all to know prayer actually works. So if you don't know that, you're learning it because I'm standing here before you to tell you. So I was 8 years old, having an asthma attack. I was home alone, like the movie. So I went downstairs. The spirit just told me to go downstairs. And I went downstairs, and in the kitchen, we had some honey, and I had a rag. So if anybody knows about honey, it's natural properties inside of it. And it helps you expand your lung capacity. That along with water. I ran some water over my head, and I began to breathe way better than before. So, and I'm using layman terms now because we're in a comfortable setting. But from that was when my journey began. And then as a kid, playing in mud, realizing that mud had so many minerals and nutrients that it healed, hugging trees, skipping rocks, playing in ponds. I was a tomboy. So to say the least, I created a world where nature was a part of it, God was a part of it, and that was my story. So as I got older, I was never able to shake that as my life's mission. So my passion is to help others naturally. If you listen to me when I say, if you feel like you're at death's door, it is something in your kitchen, something in nature that can help you reverse it. And I don't mind helping in your process, okay? Yes, so that's me, that's my spiel. As far as my doctorate, I'm a holistic health practitioner. My doctorate is in divinity, Christian studies, and humanity. I've traveled enough to see enough to help enough people. All right?
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Doreen Francis. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I have been in the industry for 30 plus years, so that's crazy, but it is. I've been a salon owner for 15 years. I've been located in Edgewood for the past 8 years. My shirt pretty much explains it all. That's like literally what I do. But my passion is I love putting back into the community. I love uplifting new stylists, in any part of beauty, wellness, hair, just beauty in general. I'm in love with it. So if you guys have any questions, follow us over there if you have any more questions. But I'm hoping that everyone here is able to get their questions answered, at least know what they can do next to pursue their career, whether it's barbering, whether it's hair, or anything else in the beauty industry. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
So our next question is, what inspired you to pursue a career in beauty or wellness? Dr. Deriska, we kind of sort of heard about your story, about you having asthma. I'm so sorry about that. But it sounds like you found something that was located right in your home that I think all of us have, honey and water, that could remedy a quick situation. But is there anything else that you can expand on other than you having your asthma attack at such a young age?
Yes. Yeah, so, wait, rephrase the question. I got nervous. Tell me one more time.
No, it's fine. What inspired you to pursue your career in beauty or wellness?
Okay, so, and I'll just talk about later on in life. I moved to Florida. I wanted to do foreign mission, and I got to see so many people sick and just underprivileged, and it was hard to see. From there, I went and I studied with the Indian culture, with the Hispanic culture, with the Haitian culture, and I learned from that. So that just helped me further deepen my love for humanity as well as healing, because there's so much that we don't know, that we take for granted. Like even now in my front yard, it's these little teeny wild strawberries. Do y'all see them in your yard sometime? Okay,
Yes.
So like little teeny wild strawberries, but it's the leaves that grow around them that's natural medicine. I watched as the spring rolled in, and we all had dandelions blooming like crazy, and then the other ones just blooming like crazy. We didn't realize it was so much medicinal healing inside of them. We began to cut them down, but earth yields what we need. One of my slogans is, what you ingest will manifest, and anything processed that we eat takes us on a process. So we want to be cautious of that. So that helped me further in my journey.
Okay. Ms. Francis, same question.
So when I was younger, I kind of basically played with mannequins or did my friend's hair, did my mom's hair. I just knew early on what I wanted to do. So I had the pleasure, the benefit to go to high school for hair. So I went to Eastern Tech for hair. I graduated with my license before I even got my diploma. So for me, it was more or less my surroundings. I was already kind of around people who was doing beauty already. So that kind of got me started into it. I had my salon by 25, and I just kept pursuing it ever since. I've been an educator since then. I'm a mom, so I've provided for all my family doing hair as well. And then it took me into product development. So there's so many levels to this career that everybody can go into if they pursue it. But I guess for me, it just started young, just wanting to do hair. I was artistic. I like drawing, so it just all kind of like came together for me. So,
Yes.
And same question for you.
Yes, so it started young. I remember I was 8 years old. I had baby dolls. I didn't quite was trying to be the mother of the dolls. I wanted to be the hairstylist. So the clothes, dressing up my dolls in fashion wear. I just love everything about beauty, fashion, styling my doll's hair. As I got older into middle school, I started saying, well, let me do my own hair. I was so inspired doing the mannequins or the baby dolls. I said, I want to start practicing on real hair. So that inspired me to learn how to do real hair on myself. And I was my walking billboard. And so once again, I started doing everybody else's hair. I know a lot of the moms were very happy that I was doing their children's hair in school. Somehow I was able to do that and they didn't have to worry about doing hair. But after middle school into high school, I knew I wanted to be a hairstylist. I was so inspired of touching, feeling hair, playing with makeup, polish, doing nails. I just loved it. And so I told my mom, she worked very hard. She was a single mom, and she worked at Johns Hopkins Hospital. And she said, I got college money for you. And I was like, but I want to go to hair school. I wanted to go to hair school. And so my grandmother told my mom, she said, well, at least she want to do something with herself. At least she wants to go to some school, and at least she knows what she wants to do. And everybody knew this was my world, was the beauty industry. And so that being said, she didn't pay for my beauty school. I had to pay it for myself because she said, well, guess what? If you want to go to beauty school, you have to figure it out. And guess what? I stepped out on faith.
Yes.
If I could do it in high school, I wanted to do it in high school, but unfortunately that didn't work out for me. So I went directly after high school into beauty school, and it was the best thing in my life. But guess what? I could have used that tuition money because I did go back and went to college. When I turned 25, and right after beauty school, I did become an entrepreneur. I was self-employed and I did booth rental. And after that, I just decided to go to college. So just knowing what you want, and if you enjoy and have a passion for beauty, like I had a passion, that was my inspiring. I like making people look good, feel good, and transform. Yes.
So it sounds like you went to college, you started in high school, you were...
I was a baby.
Okay, a baby. So I see a pattern here, and the pattern is having some type of education. I know a lot of you all are in high school, and I hope you're going to college, but how did college assist? Did it help? Did it hinder? Was it like, I can have a backup plan just in case, my brand or business or being an entrepreneur doesn't work out? Anyone can answer.
So mine married the two, because with holistic health, that was an advanced study. I had to keep on going, keep on growing in my craft. But like I said, my college experience is doctor in divinity and doctor in humanity. So that was more Christian studies and learning how to celebrate people. Well, if I was going to heal people, I had to know the background of people. And that took me through those intern phases and traveling and just really studying the human body as well as human beings. And I know it sounds like it's the same, but the human body is the things that function with us. Even though we all look different on the outside, we all have the same blood. We have the same, our hearts beat differently, but it's the same, it's a rhythm. So learning the rhythm of nature, learning the rhythm of humanity, I had to marry the two to become who I am today.
Okay.
So education, when I turned 25, I decided, okay, I want to get my education because I did want something to fall back on. I wanted something more to add on, and it was to work together in my business. So I love educating people, so I went to school for physical education. I'm a physical person. I love exercising, so I went through ROTC too as well. So I'm currently a medical officer serving in the Army Reserve, and so ROTC helped me to learn how to be disciplined, learn how to serve, learn how to give back to the community, and be a leader and a motivator. And so today, I moved into the beauty industry with that degree, and also being an Army officer. I said, you know what? I love everything about hair. I'm a medical officer. I go out into humanity and help the underserved community. I'm flying next week into Hawaii to help the underserved people in our nation. But most of all, I expanded and wanted to get my master's degree is because some of the products that's out here today that says it's for more ethnic hair or more textured hair, it wasn't giving me what I want. It wasn't giving me what my clients needed for their hair, nails, and skin. So that's why I said I wanted to start my own product and develop my own product to give to some of the natural hair, the more textured hair, to give it that more hydration, but it's used for all skin type, all hair types, it's for everyone. And so that's why I said, if I want to be credible and say that I'm creating these beauty products, not saying there's so many people without a degree, but I wanted to learn the science behind why these products claiming what they're claiming, because when I use them, sometimes they just don't work. And you just keep buying stuff. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to go to school and I'm going to learn so I can make my own and be able to share the information with everyone. Even with the toxin ingredients, I am more proactive with green, pet-friendly, vegan, and just the environment itself to sustain us, because we're using beauty products on our skin, and I'm just going to leave it at this, but our skin is the largest organ, the largest organ of our bodies, and it comes with the hair, the nails, and the skin, and so make sure you protect your skin when it comes to the beauty products. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes.
So I've worked a lot with the youth, and a lot of times if they're asking me in regards to what's the best process in regards to getting into the beauty industry, of course I'm going to say more of a trade school, just because that's where you would go to do it. But for some people that's been like in their late 20s, going to college first, and then not doing what maybe they have their degree in, and then getting into the beauty industry, it's kind of like the only thing that lapsed was the time. So for me, if you honestly not sure what you want to do, a lot of people do go to college then, because then you're getting general studies, you're learning about everything. But if you have a passion for something, sometimes we all know what we really would like to do. Trade school still is a wonderful option because it's putting you right into your career path. So if we can do like a panel thing, if she started off with wanting to do hair and then got licensed to do hair, and then she went into college for her product development, and then she did holistic and then more of a journey that way. For me, it was like from hair to me creating product, just from a need of me being around my clients, from just getting information from them and from me seeing their hair. Then moving on to like education, if I wanted to start teaching and start doing product development myself with other creators, then I had to do more of a schooling as well, just to be able to have other certifications for me to be in front of people teaching. So I guess education, no matter what, is going to go with everything, depending on how you want to take it. It just depends on your passion at the end of the day. Are you going into it maybe still open, not knowing what you want to do? Or are you going into something knowing that you want to do that particular thing?
Last question before we take some questions from our audience. What does it take to build your own brand or business?
Let me grab that first.
Okay.
So it takes passion and dedication, because it's really hard to be in the beauty industry, to be honest with you. You gotta love what you do. You do make good money, but you gotta love it at the end of the day. You have crazy hours if you choose that. You have to maintain a clientele. And if anybody's worked with the public is the hardest people to work with, to be honest with you. So you have to have a great personality. You got to have determination. But when it comes to like actually building, everything comes with you using each thing for the next thing. If you're good with people, you start asking them what their needs are. If you're good with that, then you start want to look into helping their needs. If you're great with their needs, then you want to develop that product. And then if you're, savvy like myself, you want to work with a company to get that product out there. So it kind of comes all into play with you just being diligent on what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Oh, you got an answer? Oh, okay. He was pointing.
So the question is, did any of you ladies receive any mentorship, and was there any self-doubt?
Okay, I'm gonna do it twofold. So I'm gonna answer her question and yours at the same time. So I did receive mentorship. From the mentorship, it taught me grit. It taught me that you have to do this broken. You gotta do this broke. You have to be able to face everything in you when it comes to this, because there's no plan B for some of us. Right. Like, we're all in. This is something that we're passionate about. As far as my mentorships, that was international people. That was mothers. That was people in church. That was God. That was nature for me. That was everything encompassing. But I had to be willing to learn some hard lessons. So that was my main mentorship, was life. Outside of that, the naysayers, you have to learn from them. Some people will never do what we do, but they'll have open opinions about it. And you have to have thick skin in the game, because if not, it will crumble you. When somebody hasn't been in your shoes and all they know, especially in my field, is medicine, doctors, and things of that nature, this seems real weird to them. This is hokey-fogey. What is this? But when you have scenarios that play out, tell me if we're going too deep. When you got scenarios that play out, a loved one with dementia, and next thing you know, you see that they're reversing, that really happened. Let me tell you, me personally, I went to the doctors recently, and before I was almost 300 pounds. I lost 82 pounds naturally. And when I did that, I was able to go back to the doctor, and that long list of medications that she had for me, she said, "Are you still on this? Are you still on that?" So I became my own testimony. And from that, I learned I have to now mentor people to believe in yourself. Against all odds, believe in you and stand on that.
Yes. Can I have that question? I'm starting to lose the question that you had.
Okay.
Yeah, he has some stuff.
Yes, but you have to build up yourself.
Okay.
So positivity in an unknown circuit. So like Brandon, I'm sorry, we kind of jumping a bit. But when it came to Brandon, for these ladies, they had to believe in their brand.
Yes,
They had to believe in themselves. For me, I had to believe in my name. I named my business after me because I didn't know what to call it. I had to believe at the end of the day that I had to stand on business for who I am before I can sell a product, before I can touch somebody, before I can heal somebody, before I can do anything. Melissa, are you sure this is what you want to do? And that's the question to young entrepreneurs. If you have a gift, a talent, or anything, stand on it. Be sure. Test it out. Do a road trip. That was the funniest thing that I did. I'm going to shut up. But I did a road trip because I wanted to know what nature looked like in all 4 seasons. And not from a Maryland standpoint, but what did it look like in Rhode Island? What did it look like in Florida? If I believe in nature, I had to own in on it. And that's what made my gift stronger. Hold on, let her answer.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start with the branding
Yes.
question. Branding for me is you.
Yeah.
When it comes to sales, the beauty industry and anything that you do, you're a salesperson.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. Sales and branding, people buy from people they like. Those are the secrets.
Ooh.
Okay? People buy from people that they feel that they have a connection with. People buy from you, and it can be whatever it is in the beauty industry or anything what it is, but I'm giving you some tips on the sales. It's you, your image. When it comes to branding, you are your walking billboard. When people see you, that should be the reflection of what you're providing a service or whatever product it is to give to that person. They supposed to see that product in you. So, number one is you. You're your first brand. I also created my LLC under my name, which is Christine G. Moody. I am an LLC myself. But I also have a trade name under Cosmetics is a trade name under my name, which is Christine G. Moody, because I am my own brand. If it wasn't for my skills and my talent, I'm not going to give the name to anybody else, you know. So be your own business, be your own billboard. When you go wherever you go, make sure you're respectful. Make sure you're a trustworthy person. Make sure that if you're a person that you love working with the community or the pets, be that person. Don't try to be anything different. Always be who you are. Okay. If you are a person that loves, let's say, Cosmic Con or whatever, what is it? My son likes Comic Con. Then be that. Don't change. Don't ever be somebody that you're not, because you're not selling the true you. You want to be a true version of yourself, and that's what people can trust, and they will purchase anything that you have because they know you're authentic. So be authentic. The question when it comes to mentorship comes from your parents. That's number one. Your first mentorship is going to be at home. So make sure you listen, because they are the ones who brought you into this world, and they give you good advice and good direction. Secondly, when you go into the field of whatever you decide to go into, you want to make sure that person that's mentoring you is a reflection of what you're into as far as career-wise, career path. So I had a mentorship when I first graduated from cosmetology school. I went into a hair salon, and all those stylists, most of them, they'll grab you in and they'll say, okay, I'll take you by the arm. Let me show you how this works. Let me show you how to formulate some color. Let me show you how to do a little haircut. Oh, baby, hold on. Let me come on over here and let me correct this or something. But that's how the industry is for the most part. Now, you do have some catty situations, but mentorship, you will have somebody that is seasoned, that been in the industry for 30 years, and they know that you're brand new in the industry, take you by the hand and show you how to do things. And then you make it your own, and you make your own brand that way.
So we have time for 2 more questions. Anyone in the audience?
Don't be shy.
Go ahead. The question is, what advice would you give your younger self?
First thing first, believe in you. You're worthy of every good thing coming your way.
My younger self, I would tell myself, probably go to college a lot sooner. I started when I was 25 years old, and I missed the college experience. So I probably could have went to college a lot sooner. Yes.
My advice for my younger self is to go for it all, because life always gets in the way as you start getting into working. Sometimes money gets into play where you just get excited about making money. But to be honest, if you keep the main thing, it always works out. So my advice to my younger self is just to go for it. Yeah.
Okay. We have time for one more. Go ahead. Say it again.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
What's the most important?
I'm going to take that one.
Oh, what's the most rewarding part of your job?
Yes. The most rewarding part of my job is my clients. Not just the clients that come and they look beautiful, they're young, they got this beautiful skin, but it's the clients that you have worked with and then they get cancer. And then they can no longer go to your salon. But they call you and you say, you know what, I'll come and stop at your house. And they may need a wig. And you may have to trim up that wig to make it form and fit them. And you're making them feel good, and it's healing. It's part of healing, the whole healing process. Your clients, when you build that relationship, that's the most rewarding part. I've had times in my career where if it wasn't for my clients, I would not be able to take care of my child or my income. So I'm so appreciative of my clients being loyal to me and loving what I do to make them look good and feel good. Yes, but walking with those clients through each stages of their life, their memories. I've done clients' hair for their weddings, for their proms. It's those memories that's rewarding.
I'm gonna piggyback on that. It is your clients. You enjoy making people look beautiful. So for every time they look at their wedding photographs 20 years later, a prom picture, you see somebody that they start bringing their child to you.
Yes.
It's just a relationship. They see your kids grow, you see their kids grow. So the most rewarding part is definitely your customer. You feel like you're a part of their lives as much as they're a part of yours.
And I wanted to yield my time because that gentleman had his hand raised.
Oh,
He had a
okay.
question.
So the question is, how do you maintain your relationship with God
Throughout
the entire process?
It was him from the beginning. It's him now. And how do I maintain it? I get on my knees every day. And what I say, and I'll be transparent with you, if I kneel to you, I can stand against anything. And that's it, that's all.
Can I
I would
piggyback
say,
to?
I would say that's a question for her, but to be honest with
yes.
you, I mean, that's, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, period, just in life, period, you're going to fall down a million times. And faith is going to be your foundation for everything. Because it's not easy at all. So I think that's for all of us.
Yes.
Faith always comes first.
I also want to elaborate because I'm also a spiritual person. And so my walk and my journey, it's not easy. And you're going to want to grow in your industry and go to college or go to a training in Florida or somewhere, and you're just like, I got too much, or I need more clients because now, you know, they've gotten older or they moved or something. But your faith walk and believing, okay, God is on your side. You have somebody there for you during hard times. Even in your business, you have a personal life. And so that personal life, your business life might be okay, but the personal life and that journey that you said, that spiritual walk, you want to always be around people that has that spiritual support. So you want to make sure you can maintain that spiritual growth. Because sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I may fall short. You know, I may fall short. And having those spiritual relationships or friends or somebody that's just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to pray for you. And that can bring me back in and just say, yeah, let me start praying. So, or let me just start reading the Bible or scripture or something like that. So always just having that support system.
So for our closing question, what is one piece of advice you want every young person in this room to remember?
Whatever you wake up thinking about, whatever you like, at the end of the day, that's what you really enjoy doing. That's probably going to be your passion, in which you should actually take into as your career. Like, some people really get up and just go to work and they just can't stand work. Like, they just, oh, my job. If you really have some type of passion where you know you think about it, it's like something that drives you, it makes you happy, that's probably something that you can really make money in and be your career. Yes. So I would share that.
I'm going to take this. I see a green suitor, and I'm also a green suitor. I'm an Army officer, and people say, how are you able to do all these things? And I want to just say that if your mind wants to do this and somebody say, well, you can't do this and you can't do that, you can make it. Now, I'm not saying you're a master of all trades, but what I'm saying is all things are possible. And just go ahead and try any and everything that you think you want to get into, and you'll learn if it's for you or if it's not for you. But try things. Be innovative. Don't be closed-minded. Always be open-minded, and always try to do different things, not what makes you feel comfortable. Sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone to grow and actually gain a lot more success. Okay?
I want to leave y'all with, you will pass the test. You will pass the test. I don't care how hard it gets. You will pass the test. So believe in you. The first thing you put on when you get in the mirror is confidence. Lift your head high. After that, run your head under some water. Water is natural healing. It's energy. And as God is a life source, and as we all believe in different things, our life source, that healing, it manifests in us. And as you go out into the world, release that positivity, but you will pass the test.
So I want to take the opportunity to thank our beautiful, lovely panelists. I appreciate you, ladies. Thank you for the questions from our audience, and thank you for our viewers for watching at home. I hope you guys have a good day. Stay cool. Thank you.